Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Geminis in mid to late October? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in mid to late October. What's the vibe here? There we go. Very first shuffle, the card pops out, and we have a person that I have not seen in quite a while. We have the femme fatale herself. Now, for a lot of Geminis, this could be really, really good. For some of you, it could be a little bit of a warning. Maybe it's a little bit of both. I generally like it because of the confidence. To me, that's a very confident, bold type of card. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this lovely lady in red. So if you kindly look in the box here, you see her, she's decked out, right? All red. She gets a lot of attention. But if you look at the more fine details of this card, you notice that she's holding a rose. A rose, although beautiful, has thorns. Underneath, there's a Venus flytrap or multiple Venus flytraps, which secrete a sweet smell to lure things in. So I think you see what I'm getting at here. Now, again, to me, the card reminds me of the Queen of Wands in some ways, where she could represent confidence. It's sexy, it's bold, it's an energy that has a lot of confidence. So for some Geminis, maybe you're feeling good. Remember, it's not gender specific. You might be feeling good. You look good, feel good. Maybe you're changing something about your look, your aesthetics, how you present yourself to the world. So whether it's your hair, your wardrobe, you name it, fitness, there could be certain things that you're changing your presentation. But this also has a warning about temptation, that sometimes things may look good, but there might be a danger lurking beneath, right? I mean, it could also be confidence with an edge to it. So I'm not trying to get anyone paranoid here. I generally see it as more positive than negative, but I'm an Aries, so I like this daring, bold type of vibe. But we're just going to let her chill right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Gemini. What do we got in mid to late October? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So there was a lot of karmic energy at play, and it was titled Big Karmic Situation. Now, when we get into topics of karmic energy, they're very complex and nuanced. So it could run anything from getting back what you put out, energy coming back at you like a boomerang. Sometimes it represents your life's journey, your life's purpose. Karmic change tends to last a long time. Karmic change could be or situations could drag for a little bit of time because they're meant to be transformational. So that was showing up. And again, we could be looking at your energy or someone else's, but let's see what shows up this week. And yeah, we'll see what we have. And I already mentioned it, whether it's your energy or someone else's, we're just going to see what pops out. So let's get 3 cards here for Gemini, please. What do we got for our good friends mid to late October? Okay, fire. Yeah, so we have this red, fiery type of energy around you. I like the 8 of Wands. I'm a big enjoyer of action cards in the first spot because it tells me, like, okay, the energy's moving. It's doing something here. Let's get a couple more. What do we got for Gemini? Okay, 6 of Cups. Huh. All right. So we have like an energy moving into the future, and now we have an energy that's going into the past. Let's get one more. Let's get one. Ace of Wands. So tons of fire energy for you this week, my friends. The Ace of Wands is very similar to the 8 of Wands on the front. It's fresh. It's new. So it's like we have a future-focused energy, an energy that's focused on the past, and we have another energy that's focused on new. So we have this intriguing combination of stuff that's starting to show up. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I was already speaking about the elements a little bit. That's always a big key factor in all of my readings. It's because I feel like the elements show us different areas of life and how the energy moves. And as already mentioned, you have a lot of fire energy. Now, fire energy with the Eight of Wands, Ace of Wands, that's generally representative of action, the things we do, the things we say. Uh, Action we make in the world around us. It's your internal combustion. So it's the energy within you. Are you feeling a burst of inspiration or just a really high energy? Are you feeling low? The good thing about wands is it pushes things forward one way or another. But the downside to so much fire and so much passion is that it could be unpredictable. You don't know which way it's going to go. Sometimes it could be a little explosive. So I always give a little second look when I see a lot of fire. You're an air sign, so you could work with it though. Moving to the center right here, we have water, which does cool it down a little bit. Water is the realm of emotions, feelings, creativity, partnerships, obviously depicted in that card. So we have a nice little mixture going on. But as I already mentioned, it's like we have an energy that's moving forward, we have an energy that's looking backwards, and then we have fresh energy that's coming in. So it's like past, present, future. It's like a mix of all different timelines converging. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out, though. Position number one, the Eight of Wands. Now, as you can see right here, it's eight wands, which look like arrows to me, just cutting through the sky. They're fast. It's one of the quickest cards in the whole entire deck. So if we're talking about action, it's coming in hot. If we're talking about an energy that's coming your way, it's coming in hot. If we're talking about actions that you're going to make, results, breakthrough type of energy. So I like it. Sometimes it could be distance and travel, but the biggest thing the Eight of Wands is known for is conversation, communication between you and somebody else, or a conversation you're putting out there. It's fiery, it's fast. It's like a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So again, there could be some importance around communication because we get some similarities on the back end, and we'll talk about that as well. Now, the downside to this fast moving action based type of card is what we've already discussed, that this energy, it's like, all right, it looks like it's going one way, and then it takes a little left hand turn. So we need to watch out for the explosive volatility in the energy. But for some of you, this could really be great. It's an energy that's pushing forward, and I like the passion within it. Now, as we put this Eight of Wands right back here next to the amethyst, maybe the amethyst crystal will calm it down a little bit. We have the Six of Cups, totally different vibe than what we were just looking at. And you see the cups there. We see those two young children sharing a cup between them. This can represent soul ties, soul bonds, very important individuals. So whether it's people that have been put in our lives for a specific reason or someone we just have a lot of history with. This is the card that I link heavily to the past. So whether it's you just reminiscing more so than usual, that could very much be the case for a lot of Geminis in this time, where you're taking a little trip down memory lane. Sometimes this card indicates things popping back up, things returning. So whether it's ideas, whether it's situations, whether it's people, this energy seems to loop back around one way or another. So we will look at it. Now, the downside of the Six of Cups, aside from all the beautiful things we already discussed, sometimes it could talk about someone that has a pretty rough history, someone that's been through a lot of things. Okay, so when we mix like the Eight of Wands, which is moving really quick, and then we have the Six of Cups, it's like, okay, this is moving way too quick, or like, oh, I've seen this before. Moving to the back end, and we'll cover that. We'll see what that's all about. We have the Ace of Wands. So again, very similar to the Eight of Wands on the front. Now, I love all aces. To me, they represent opportunities. They represent offers. It's a fresh new energy. So whether it's jobs, whether it's people, it's just a new idea. It's a spark, right? The downside to aces is that they're not guaranteed. So it may be a spark, it may be an offer or an opportunity, but you might have to meet the universe halfway when this shows up, or you might have to take some action, or someone does when this card is here. Again, it could be a little wild, it could be a little explosive, and this very much ties into your energy. So hopefully you're feeling good and you're not feeling drained when this card is in the mix. We'll just have to see. And it is, again, a link to communication. So it's like we have all this communication sandwiched or sandwiching this Six of Cups right here in the center. And one is much stronger, the other one's like a little bit, which is weird. It's like communication, talk, back and forth, back and forth. And then this one's like a okay, period. You ever get a text like that? Like, okay. It's like that for some reason. All right, I want to dive deeper on all of it, Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Gemini, please? Guides and Spirit Team. What's going on? And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Eight of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Eight of Wands going. Why is it here? Why is the Eight of Wands in the mix? Thank you. Just really, really, really powerful energy right here up front. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which again is karmic, like the energy we saw last week. It's usually a really good sign. So for some of you, this really might manifest in a way where it's like, oh, I just got really good news. Or it's like, oh, wow, all right, I'll take that. It's like a lucky break to me, which I think is great. So for a lot of Geminis, the luck might be on your side in some kind of situation. However, big however, um, the Wheel of Fortune, aside from the luckiness, is very rapid. It's very fast. It's kind of explosive too, just like the others. So if this is a conversation or a talk, either it's coming in quick or there's a volatility to it. So just know, like with communication in this time, they have the potential to either make a lot of progress or they have the potential to go off the rails. Like to me, it's like a coin flip. So there might be a conversation that you might want to take it slow, take it easy coming in, because this does feel like an explosive talk to me. I mean, for some of you, it could just be really great news too, because this wheel it's expansive, it's powerful, it's Jupiter energy. So I like it for that, but at the same time, these are just really, really intense energies on the front end. Let's keep moving. We're gonna see what that Six of Cups has. So we're flooded with a very large amount of powerful energy this week. So let's go in on the Six of Pentacles, which can be good, put to good use. I'll say that. Like intense doesn't mean bad. Explosive doesn't mean bad. It can get put to good use, depending. But let's see why the Six of Cups is here. Thank you. Yeah, and then there's this energy that might just remind you, whether it's a person or a situation. It's like, oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Tower in reverse. Do I have to expand on the theme that we're seeing here, my friends? More powerful, more explosive type of energy, but it's in reverse. So this to me tells me like there's something different. Now, it can be a return. That's another energy we're seeing here. Like when I see the Six of Cups in the Tower in reverse, it's like, all right, let's try this again. Let's run it back. So again, whether it's an idea that you're having, whether it's an individual, whether it's a situation itself where you thought it was finished, this energy is like, okay, let's try again. Let's flip that tower in reverse and give it another go. But aside from that, there's just this really strong intensity that there could be certain things that happen in this time that remind you of things that have already happened, where it's like, I've seen this before. So whether it's like a new situation, a new job or person, it's like, no, I've seen this, I've seen this. That's just how it feels to me. The tower could be Scorpio energy. We are coming up on Scorpio season at the time of this filming. So when I see it in reverse under the Six of Cups, there is something here about either something triggering the past or digging up the past, or there is a loop of some kind. We're going to keep going. And again, karmic, both of these cards. Let's see what's up with the Ace of Wands. Maybe we'll get a cleaner energy there, or calmer, should I say. So let's get the tower right there next to the wheel. Yeah, they're cut from a very similar cloth, believe it or not. So let's go in on that ace. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So talk to me. Why is that ace here? Are we going to cool it down a little bit? Are we going to cool it down a little bit? Yeah, this energy is like, nope, not doing that again. That's weird how that shows up. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's an energy that's, if it's a choice, it's it's not the obvious one. So that's odd too. All right, so Gemini, there might be certain things that appear in this time where it's like, oh, I didn't think about that before. It's like a new option, a new choice, a new path. I don't feel like this is an outright rejection of the old. I'm not saying that. For some of you, maybe, where it's like, no, not doing that again. But when I see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, but maybe we could do it different, or let's take a new approach here. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is usually in the upright, very happy, solid, stable, expansive, very similar to this wheel in the front. But when it shows up in reverse, it represents change, just like these two cards. So we have the shifting energy, we have the changing energy into something new. So we have this metamorphosis that is happening. But don't be surprised if either one, you try to do something again, but in a different way, where it's like, all right, I'll try it again, but I'm going to try it a different way. A different approach might be necessary with something. Either that or it's someone like completely rejecting the old too. So I feel like it's one or the other. Let's go through and do a quick recap, and we'll get into the shadow. Notice all the clarifiers and their placements are indicative of change, but powerful. But if you look here in the box, position number one, we have the Eight of Wands and the Wheel. Beautiful. Love it. For some of you, might receive some really good news. I like that. But for another portion of you, this does feel like a very explosive kind of talk, back and forth, where either it comes in quick, comes in hot, or it could go off the rails. Or you might make a lot of progress too. I feel there's luck on your side here. Moving to the middle, we have the Six of Cups with the Tower in reverse. So more of that urgency in the energy. There could be various things, either touching base again or looping back around. That could be very possible. Or there could be certain things that pop up in this time where it's like, I've seen this before. This reminds me of something I've already experienced. Moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So again, either a rejection of a past chapter or saying, you know what, I'm going to give it another go, but I'm going to try it different. There could be various new paths and options opening up for you, regardless of what it is you might be going through, which I think is good. Options are a good thing. So we're going to leave it at that. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's see what's in the shadows here, please. Thank you. Okay. Ace of Cups. So another ace. There is the importance still lingering here around communication, that's for sure, because this has a lot of similarities to the Ace of Wands. Now, I like the Ace of Cups. It is very emotional, though. So again, if you're not dealing with love things or emotional things, the Ace of Cups, again, could be new options, new paths that are about to make themselves known to you. So especially since it showed up in the main spread and in the shadow spread, I think it's very important to just keep your eye on the horizon here, because there could be different ways to handle things showing up here, thinking outside of the box, so to speak, which I think is really nice. But the downside, the shadow side of the Ace of Cups, just represents some really sour types of emotions and feelings. So I would say in this time, just watch out for the ups and downs, right? When this card is here, there could be something that you're still working through, or something you're still dealing with, or maybe there's something you're not quite too happy about when this is a shadow card. But I feel like there's a lot of good potential for a lot of Geminis this week with the energy we saw in the main part of the spread and here. So that's what we'll leave it at that, Gemini. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win, and the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.